Philippe Petit?
Yeah.
Is it a biography? Is it a documentary? Is it fictionalized?
Well, there was a documentary about him called Man on Wire.
Yes.
Right, but this is a grand, spectacular movie directed by Robert Zemeckis, who's the guy who directed Back to the Future and Forrest Gump, and so it's a very visual movie. Yeah. Because, there's no footage. There's no footage of the actual walk between the two towers.
And for people who forget maybe or don't know, he and his crew sneaked up on top of one of the former World Trade Towers and strung a cable. And he walked across. I think it was one of those deals early in the morning people got to see him walking across, or did he do it at night?
No, he was on the high wire early in the morning for 45 minutes.
45 minutes?
Yeah.
So people coming to work could look up and see this.
That's right.
And the guy was also, in 2002, he walked across Broadway from this building to another building.
I know, he was on your show,
Yeah,
right?
Can we show the folks what this was? And it was absolutely beautiful. And there he is. And you know the man. Look at that. Look at it. You have to be kind of, how? Why? Look at that.
How? Why?
He said, well, he didn't want to wait for the light to change.
Yeah.
It was right over. But it's unbelievable. Now, you know the guy, right? You met him?
Yeah, I got to spend quite a bit of time with him. He taught me to walk on the wire, actually.
What sort of fellow?
He's a maniac, and I mean that in the best way. He's the kind of guy, I'll tell you, I went to his house. He lives a few hours outside of the city, and he built himself, from scratch, by himself, a barn, a little kind of practice and performance space where he set up a stage and stuff, with no help, and strictly with 18th century woodworking tools and technology. And it works. It's a barn that stands up and the rain doesn't come in, and he didn't use any power drills or anything. This is the kind of guy.
Old-fashioned hand
tools?
Yeah,
he showed me his old-fashioned drills and bits and hammers and things. And
but now, when you're walking on a wire like that, now in the film, are you actually walking on the wire?
It's both me and a double. So there is movie magic. I never want to be one of those actors that claims to do their own stunts when there's actually a double there. Not that all actors do that, but but it was me, and I did learn to walk on the wire.
You and I agree on one thing. Most actors are lion weasels, right? I mean, we're solid on that, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we get up and pretend to be somebody else for a living. That's what we do.
But now, to me, and I know nothing about tightrope walking.
Yeah.
But the pole seems to be essential.
Clutch. Yeah. The pole is like riding a bike, almost. Like walking on the wire without the pole is 1,000 times more difficult once you get the hang of the pole. And Philippe taught me how to use it. It's a 40-pound pole that's really, really, really long.
And how long? Does it depend on the height of the walk or anything?
Sure. When he was up between the two towers of the World Trade Center, he used an extra heavy one because you're contesting with the wind and things like that. Yeah. So the one I was using was 40 pounds. I think up in the World Trade Center, his was 50-some pounds.
My God.
And when you learn how to use it, any kind of off balance you go, you can counter with the pole. So it's almost like riding the bike. Once you get the hang of it, you can stay up on the wire. What
was the distance between the two towers that he had to walk?
140 feet.
140 feet
between the South Tower and the North Tower.
110 stories high.
Yeah, 1,300 feet high.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And he was arrested, right?
Yeah, because it was illegal. He didn't have permission to do this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean, they would always drag their feet giving permission for things like that.
Well, I think insurance can be a problem.
Well, here I got my form and I haven't heard back from him. Now, what else has he done besides walk between the trade towers?
I mean, he's done all kinds of walks. He did a walk at St. John the Divine here in town. He's done massive walks all over the world.
Yeah.
It was actually the 40-year anniversary just recently of the walk.
And has he retired from this sort of thing?
No, he was performing on the anniversary. Yeah, he's 64 now. He was 24 when he did it.
And does he have anything at the same level of the Twin Towers in the future? Like we saw a Walenda relative cross the Grand Canyon. Same thing. Does Philippe have anything like that?
Well, you have to ask him.
Yeah.
You have to ask him. But I don't think anything can really beat going between the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center.
No, that was pretty heroic.
Yeah, I would say.
Congratulations. You have a show that won an Emmy Award over the weekend.
Yeah, thanks.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And what is it an internet show? Is that what it is?
Well, we use the internet to make the show, but it's on TV. It's on a new cable channel called Pivot. It's called Hit Record on TV, and it's a variety show, kind of an old-fashioned variety show in a way. We have short films and music and cartoons and documentaries and stuff, but we make it with this huge online community.
Is it a weekly show, a monthly show?
We've made 8 episodes so far, and we're starting to work on the 2nd season now.
And it's a half hour, an hour?
Yep, it's a half hour long.
And you see videos and things that people send in. And what was the genesis of this?
It started a long time ago as just a little website that my brother and I came up with, and it's called Hit Record. It's sort of a symbol for, you know, the record button was like a metaphor for get started, hit the record button. And so I always just wanted to encourage people to not just watch TV or watch movies, but, you know, get up and make stuff too.
Participate.
And that's been the opportunity with Hit Record, is to collaborate with all these different artists from all over the world who maybe don't live in Hollywood, don't have the opportunities that I've been fortunate enough to have, but are still great artists and doing great work. And so they contribute their writing and their video footage and their music and their animations and their illustrations to our site, Hit Record, and we put it together into a show.
Now here's a point where you and I disagree. We agreed on the earlier point. Here we disagree.
Let's hear.
I would like to discourage those people.
Okay. Why is that?
Show business. Too many people in show business.
Sure. But would you agree that there's a difference between show business and kind of just being creative?
I'm threatened by both notions.
Because here's the thing, folks on our site, they can like draw if they love to draw, or act if they love to act, or sing if they love to sing, without having to deal with show business.
Yeah, just keep it in your bedroom.
Yeah, right.
That's all I'm saying. Now, this thing, the Frank Miller, Sin City.
Yep.
Now, this is nothing but computer-generated stuff, isn't it?
Well, actors plus computer-generated stuff.
Yeah, but how do you do that? Like, you just come in and there's an empty room.
Yeah.
And you start acting.
Yeah, so it comes from a comic book, a really renowned
graphic novel.
Graphic novel. Yeah, very sophisticated. Yes, and so. So the movie's co-directed by the filmmaker Robert Rodriguez and Frank Miller, who's the original author of the graphic novel.
Right.
And so the movie is, in many ways, a perfect replica of the graphic novel. So they have actors, and that's us, the lying weasels, right? And we portray the characters in the...
No, I mean, not you. You and I are... No, you and I are down with that.
Right? I haven't lied to you once.
No, exactly.
Never.
So now, like, oh, look out, there's a guy. I mean, is it a lot of that?
Yeah.